upcoming session, again, I said it's about culture. It has two components. We're going to start with Cathelijne. She's the director of the Cultuurfonds, and she's going to introduce her story and vision of the Cultuurfonds. And then we turn to a dynamic interview with Cathelijne alongside Carlien Blok of the Hortus Botanicus to highlight the impact of the Cultuurfonds loan. And Simon van Veen from the Phenix Capital Group advisory team will be conducting the interview. So please come to the stage, Cathelijne.
Good afternoon. It's a great honor for me to speak to you today. As investors, institutional or private, you understand the power of strategic investments and the impact of a well-considered investment, what a well-considered investment can have. My keynote today is about two questions. What if we could channel our investments not only for financial returns, but also for societal impact? And what if we could contribute to preserving culture and nature, the two pillars that form the soul of any society? My name is Cathelijne, director of het Cultuurfonds, or the Cultural Foundation. And today I take you in the world of the Cultuurfonds. The Cultuurfonds is a private capital fund that has been a catalyst for culture and nature in the Netherlands for already 85 years. And we also invest in the Caribbean part of the kingdom and Suriname. Every year we invest around 40 million euros in more than 5,000 cultural and natural projects. Grants for music festivals and art exhibitions, nature conservation and heritage projects. We support large-scale national projects as well as small-scale regional initiatives, from amateurs to professionals, grassroots organizations to bigger institutions. Het Cultuurfonds aims to increase access to culture and nature for as many people as possible. And we do it together with private donors. Half of our yearly budget and also our capital is provided by private donors. That might be private donors who make a donation during their lifetime, or private donors leaving their assets to us by their will. And what makes the Cultuurfonds unique? What makes our foundation special is that we do not only provide financial resources to cultural and natural projects by our grants, but we also actively invest in sustainable health to secure our long-term goals. And the capital we hold is carefully managed and invest in securities. We aim for balanced financial returns within the boundaries of a sustainable investment policy. Our stock portfolio consists of the top 25% of the most sustainable companies, and we make sure that our investments are not only financially sound, but also ethical and socially responsible. But in these times, nowadays, we wanted to think bigger, maybe bolder or different. And how could we deploy our assets as impactfully and as possibly for culture and nature? How could we invest better? We wanted to do more just than provide financial support by our grants. We wanted to make a bigger impact and bring as many as people as possible into contact with culture and nature, also through our capital. And we saw a negative challenge and a positive opportunity. The challenge of less public funding and the opportunity for impact investments. The future nowadays is challenging. The government is cutting back on funding for culture and nature, and we expect that there will be less public funding available in the coming years. And it's clear that as a societal organization, we must do more to support the cultural sector anyway, and especially as the government funding declines. For sure, we will increase our fundraising possibilities, for sure. But the other question, how could we make our capital work for our goals? That was the reason why the Cultuurfonds decided to broaden its horizon and researched how our endowment could be invested more mission-related. So we researched possibilities for more impact investing and trying to see if there were more impacting investing activities in the field and connecting to culture and nature. Unfortunately, we have concluded that there is no specific fund that perfectly aligns with our ideology and our focus on culture and nature. This was the signal for us to take the initiative ourselves, combining two of our goals, grant-making and investing in culture. Seeing the gap in the market and seeing the needs in the cultural sector, we decided to design our own fund. We are establishing an investment fund, the Culture and Nature Loan Fund. This fund will provide loans, or you can say soft loans, to organizations that align with the Cultuurfonds objectives. The loans will have a low interest, a rate of only 1.5%, with long terms, allowing the funds to be used for new projects, expansions, or other activities that help attract more audience or strengthen the business model of cultural and nature organizations. What sets the Cultural Loan Fund apart from other funds providing loans, that is the place we put impact. We place impact in the center, rather than purely a financial return, and unlike private equity funds, which often focus on high returns, we focus primarily supporting on the projects with societal value, without losing sight of capital preservation. And for the structure and the management of this loan fund, we have chosen to collaborate with the Phenix Capital Group, a partner who shares our visions and sustainable approach. Phenix Capital Group has the expertise and experience to manage the fund in a solid and transparent manner. And we are confident that this collaboration will lay the right foundation for a successful and impactful fund. And in this rapidly changing world, and the need for responsible, sustainable investments are growing. And I think the Culture and Nature Loan Fund offers a unique opportunity to invest in culture and nature in a way that combines financial returns and social impact. And herewith, we hope we can contribute to a better future for culture and nature in the Netherlands and beyond. As we start, the Cultuurfonds will be the sole investor in the loan fund. But we have plans for the future. In the coming years, we want to open the fund to other like-minded investors, so we can collectively contribute to a sustainable and impactful cultural and natural sector. And this not only offers investors the chance to contribute to a socially important initiative, but also to diversify their investments in a way that aligns with their values and long-term objectives. So let's hope that I can come back to you soon when we open up the fund and we can strengthen together the power of culture and nature and support new projects and increase access. I look forward to the collaboration with the Phenix Capital Group and later with more of you, and thank you for your time this afternoon. And maybe this story is a little bit abstract, and that's why we wanted to take you more in depth with a pilot project of the Hortus Botanicus, which we used as a pilot to construct our loan fund. So I might invite on stage Simon van Veen of the Phoenix Capital Group and Carlien Blok, the director of Hortus Botanicus, one of our pilot projects.
Yes, Thank you so much, Cathelijne, for this great speech on well, your organization. It's impressive what you've done over the years and what your intentions are with this new project. I think it's good to welcome Carlien on stage. I think, Carlien, it's good for, well, for the people that might not know the Hortus Botanicus. It's a long-standing organization, right? You're celebrating 375 years. I think that's more even. That's more than half of Amsterdam, right? Amsterdam is celebrating 750 years this year, so it's a really long time. Maybe as an introduction, can you explain a little bit on the impact that Hortus Botanicus is having on Amsterdam in general, the Netherlands? Can you say something about it?
Very nice to be here, thank you. Who of you have been to the Hortus Botanicus, the Botanical Garden of Amsterdam? Great.
Fortunately.
Well, that's good to hear. For the rest, please come. It's very nice. No, we are very old. Simon already said we are almost 400 years old. We are founded as a medical garden, but for a long time we are a visitors garden. So we are in the city center of Amsterdam. And our mission is to inspire people with plants, educate them on plants so they understand how important plants are for life on Earth. And we hope when they leave our garden with what they have seen and learned, that they start to act maybe a little bit different than they did. So they're going to adjust their behavior to make sure that we support plants and it doesn't matter in what way. Somebody can put a little plant on his balcony for the bees. That's great. Somebody can decide to fly less or to eat less meat or to do whatever. It's all great. So we want to contribute to that.
Well, I think that's a very good intention, very good impact. Cathelijne, we've heard in your speech about the impact that your organization is making on society in general, and how you want to basically increase that impact by starting something new, providing loans, and the Hortus is the first loan in this sense, the first private loan. I think it really links very good to the session we had earlier this morning, the panel discussion on private credits. This is a very good example of a private loan, private credit. Can you explain a little bit why Hortus and this loan is really helpful in your own goals of realizing more impact? How that ties to each other?
Yes. So the question is why we chose
exactly.
Hortus.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I think when we were constructing this loan fund, we needed to also to have a first project. And we knew the Hortus, because we are a grant-making foundation, one of the grant applications of the Hortus came in. And then we thought, oh, this might be a good case. So we contacted Carlien, and we knew that within her business case, she was thinking also about having grants from private foundations, but also maybe having a loan from a bank. And in our loan fund, we know that we go under the rates of the bank loans because we don't need that much financial profit. It is just to endow our to make our foundation endowment proof, and we thought that we might work together. So the Hortus and the why. Yeah, maybe you have to explain what investment you're going to make. But we thought
that's my next question.
Yeah, but the investment of the Hortus was really aligned with our policy because it's an organization with the goals Carlien just expressed, and it fitted in the construction of the loan foundation perfectly, and the business case came through the survey Phenix Capital did. Yeah. So it was a perfect match.
Yeah, indeed, a very good match, absolutely. Carlien, maybe then for you the question on how much of an impact this specific loan can make for your organization and Yeah, and also how are you going to measure that impact, right? Because that's what a lot of people in the room might want to know. How do you measure such impact?
I think I start with the project because you haven't heard that yet.
No, it's not on the screen yet. The project, maybe.
Yeah,
beautiful.
We can put it on there. There it is.
There it is.
It's the greenhouse.
We are rebuilding our climate house or renewing it. It was more than 30 years old and it needs to be renovated. But we thought it would be a shame to renovate something with the way it was because it was not sustainable enough, we thought. So we renewed it with two main goals. Sustainability, so it will be heated completely without gas. We have a connection with the Art Museum, and they give us warmth, and we use the warmth to warm our greenhouses, and we send them back cold, and they use it to cool because they have visitors and they have art, and it should be cooled. It's a very, very, very good cooperation, but we still needed some gas in the really cold winter months for the tropical section. And now, when we renewed it, we don't need any gas anymore. So we're totally off the gas for the greenhouses. So that is goal 1, sustainability, and goal 2 is education. So in this new climate house, people learn about climate. They understand what the effect is of climate change on biodiversity, especially biodiversity of plants, and what it means for life on Earth when the biodiversity of plants is changing. And it was a very big project for the Hortus. It is a project of 8.5 million. I think for a lot of people here, that's maybe peanuts, but it's not for us. So we have been raising money for 5 years. I've been talking to a lot of people, a lot of funds, subsidies, major donors, small donors, companies. But we still needed to loan. And it was very, 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 very good for us to have this impact funding from the Cultuurfonds because for us it means a lot. We are an independent foundation, so it is very more useful for us to spend the money on our main mission, on the collection, on the garden, on education, than giving it to a bank. Yeah, I think it's much better for the world if we put it in plants. Yeah. So that is the project. And how are we going to measure it? That's what you asked, yeah? Yeah.
Of course, yeah. It's a hot topic often with impact investors. How can we make sure that our capital really?
Yeah. Well, that's not the whole answer. The easy one is come and visit us after the 2nd of June, because then it's opened, and then you can find out if you make a round through the climate house, if you get inspired, if you learn more, if you get out different than you came in. That's one. And of course, we are also going to measure in our public what is the effect. Do they really teach something? Are they going to change in the behavior? And of course, we can't measure it for 100% because somebody can say he will do something different. We don't know if he's going to do it. We're not going to chip everybody and follow the rest for his life. But we will measure it in that way, in the behavior of our visitors.
Yeah, very good. And then, Cathelijne, maybe finally, you already announced basically the new fund coming up, and you also said that it in the future might open up for other investors. How do you see that developing? What timeline should we think about? And there are maybe quite a few people in the room being inspired here. So what can you tell us?
No, that's really our future strategy to open up. But I think it's good for het Cultuurfonds anyway, and the cultural field first to start with some projects. We have to see what comes to us when we launch, or maybe we have to convince people to trust in the loan fund, and that's maybe good in a maybe a year for us to learn also with Phenix Capital what comes to us and how can we address and put everything in the right orders, or are there new questions or other things we didn't foresee by constructing the loan fund, and then we can open up, because I hope it is going to be a success, because we see that in the cultural field at this time the capital of cultural organizations is not very much because of the COVID pandemic, the budgets which are getting lower and lower, and we need also cultural and natural foundations to invest.
Yeah.
So.
Absolutely.
But now they have to trust on us, but I hope they do, because of the status of the Cultuurfonds and the low rates and the period we can give the loan. For us, it might be 10 years if it's okay for the organization, because we can handle that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe the answer is it will open up as soon as possible, as it seems to be successful in the first.
First, we're going to build the fund a little bit, and then we'll open it up. Thank you very much, both of you, for introducing basically this real life example of an impact loan to a very broad audience. Hopefully, we have inspired you to either join the new loan fund in a later stage, or maybe set up a similar fund in your own country. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you for presenting the story.
Thank you.
Thank you.